on OC News, the polls in Orange County officially open today for early voting. We have a list of poll locations later on the show.
Demonstrations against the Dakota Access Pipeline continue. Protesters have taken to Facebook asking users for support by using the check-in feature.
And my costume might not be that scary, but experts say that being scared is actually good for your health. Stay tuned and I'll tell you how. OC News starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight and welcome to a frightfully informative OC News. I'm Karen Vargas.
And I'm Taryn Martinez. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
Happy Halloween! The final countdown is quickly approaching for the presidential election. Polls in Orange County open today for those who want to beat the rush on Election Day. Shaira Arias tells us where you can cast your vote early.
That's right, ladies. Early voting has begun, and now more than ever, it's very important to cast your votes. In Southern California, voters can cast their ballots from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. from now through Friday, November 4th, and on Saturday, November 5th through Monday, November 7th, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 6 locations will be available in Southern California. Now, it's important to keep in mind that if you're not going to be during these locations, you can also visit the voters website and add in with your actual address or your zip code, and it will give you a much closer location to where you live. So that's all that we have, and back to you ladies on some information on the ballots.
This election season, there are 18 ballot propositions in California. James Wallace has more on 2 of those propositions that are getting most of the attention.
PayPal CEO endorses Trump. Email scandal is very much alive. Eric Resendez has all you know about politics.
Thank you, ladies. That's right. We are 8 days away from a historical election. The latest presidential tracking poll results are pretty tight. Poll results have Hillary Clinton at 2 points advantage above Donald Trump, according to an ABC Washington Post poll. Now Clinton at 49 and Trump at 47. That's where they currently stand. Just a few days ago, Donald Trump was behind 5 points with 42 and Hillary Clinton at 47. Hillary Clinton's email scandals back in the headlines. FBI Director James Comey told Congress on Friday that the Bureau has located another batch of emails that may pertain to the investigation of Clinton's private server. The FBI is scrutinizing a new batch of emails that were found on a computer. Hillary Clinton is campaigning in Kent, Ohio. She is using this opportunity to explain.
I'm sure a lot of you may be asking what this new email story is about and why in the world the FBI would decide to jump into an election with no evidence of any wrongdoing with just days to go. That's a good question. And I am sure they will reach the same conclusion they did when they looked at my emails for the last year. There is no case here.
Early voting opened today in North Carolina. Democratic Vice Presidential nominee Tim Kaine is campaigning in Jacksonville.
As of today, this morning, more than 21 million people have already voted in the United States, and North Carolina has had very, very good early voting. We feel really excited about what we see.
Donald Trump was on the campaign trail today in Grand Rapids,
Hillary
Michigan.
Clinton wants to double down on Obamacare, making it even more expensive. In fact, much more expensive than ever before. She's going to double down. In all fairness, though, folks, based on what we're reading, in all fairness, I think right now she has bigger problems than Obamacare. They may finally have gotten wise to the Clintons. Perhaps they've finally gotten wise.
Republican vice presidential nominee Mike Pence was campaigning in Cocoa, Florida, sharing Trump's plan for America to lead in space exploration.
We're going to focus the mission of NASA on space exploration. We all know that space is the final frontier. We can be more efficient. We can be more effective. We can use space dollars wisely. But we're going to do it. We're going to make the investments. And we're going to create a brighter and boundless future for America and a growing economy on the Space Coast for generations.
No matter what happens in this election, what Trump represents isn't crazy and it's not going away.
Today, Peter Thiel, PayPal CEO, endorsed Donald Trump as a fit candidate for the White House and accepts his flaws.
But I don't think the voters pull the lever in order to endorse a candidate's flaws. It's not a lack of judgment that leads Americans to vote for Trump. We're voting for Trump because we judge the leadership of our country to have failed.
Hillary Clinton's corruption, 8 days, you're right, is a threat to democracy. And the only way to save our democracy is to get out and vote by the millions.
In these last days, let's not get distracted from the real choice in this election and the consequences for your future.
Now, some poll results found that more than 6 in 10 voters say that the news that the FBI is reopening Clinton's email scandal case will make no difference in their vote, while 3 in 10 say that it makes them less likely to vote for Hillary. Live in the newsroom, Eric Resendiz, OC News. Back to you, girls.
With the overwhelming support from Facebook users checking in for the Standing Rock protest, has gone viral. Dottie Lau has more on the story.
Hundreds of thousands of people have taken to Facebook to check in at Standing Rock Indian Reservation to protest the Dakota Access Pipeline, which will transport crude oil across 4 states to the Gulf Coast or East Coast. The mass social media protest is said to be an attempt at disrupting and confusing the Morton County Sheriff's Department, who locals believe are monitoring the check-ins to track picketers and their locations. Protesters and some members of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe say that the police have used excessive force. 140 protesters have already been arrested. Many of the protesters were nowhere near the location where demonstrators have been picketing. Both authorities and demonstrators are blaming each other for using aggressive tactics during the protests.
The weather is acting like fall. Will the weather continue to stay cool? We'll have a full forecast coming up.
After the break, we have the full story on how haunted houses and being frightened is beneficial to your health.
Did you go to the schoolyard? Calm down, please. Where did you look? We can make a plan somehow. If I just.
He's a smart boy, and he's gonna be okay.
Okay, try to call him again.
There's no reception. Everything is down.
Try.
I can't.
Try already.
Nothing's working.
Well, just
everything's
try.
down.
Do you think he's on his way? Please. Is he okay?
Laura.
Please tell me he's okay.
I need you to calm down.
What? It's my baby. This is so bad. He's out there by himself.
Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov.
Holidays are just around the corner. Will the weather continue to feel like fall? Here's Robert Cavazos with the forecast.
Thank you. So it looks like yesterday we had a little bit of rain, and it's cleared up today. As you can see, we have it at 69 degrees, low of 56 in this evening, and that sunset's going to be at 5:59 tonight. So just a reminder, this weekend, daylight savings time. On Sunday, it'll be at 2 a.m. So those of you, make sure you set your clocks back. Luckily, we have our iPhones, does it for us. But for those of you that manually do it, make sure you set it back so you don't show up an hour early to work or class and hate life that day. But that's today's temperature. Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. As you can see, it's going to be sunny all week. The low in the week is going to be tomorrow at 72. Those of you that were hoping for that fall weather, some clouds, some hot chocolate and some rain, not happening this week. You're going to have to wait until at least the end of the weekend. You can see the highs of 83, 83, 82, and 80. Lows are going to be getting a little cooler in the mid to low 50s in the late evening time. With the local weather, let's go ahead and take a look at the national forecast. So you can see we have here in Los Angeles, we're at 70 degrees, and then in Northern California area in the northwest we have some rain. So those temperatures are going to be in the 50s. We have the Seattle area. We have Northern Cali. We have San Francisco with some rain. In the southeast, you see it's going to be sunshine, nice and warm. And we have Tampa, Jacksonville, nice in the mid 80s. And then the northeast, that's going to be nice and cool. So if you guys are taking a trip to the northeast, plan accordingly. If you're going to be there visiting family, make sure you're wearing something warm. Thank you. That's it for weather. Back to Taryn and Karen.
Boo! A good fright can affect your body in many positive ways. Isn't that right, Jillian?
It's true. A good scream is beneficial in so many ways. Here's a little bit more.
Double, double, toil and trouble. Have you ever wondered why we are fascinated with fear and fright? Studies have shown that being scared is actually healthy. While we choose to accept fictional fear more than actual fear, being scared is a natural part of the human nervous system. According to scientists, seeking fear in controlled situations activate a rush of adrenaline.
Vivian, it's given me hope. How? No matter how gruesome or horrible the murder, you can always find somebody out there who'll buy the house.
Being scared also grounds us in reality. We watch scary movies because we know there is an ending to the film.
What are you doing? I'm not doing it. Stop it!
But not everyone can agree to this. In some situations, people can be overstimulated by fictional scares. Whether you love gore and suspense or bunnies and flowers, being scared is just another sensation. Reporting for OC News, this is Jillian Salas.
I know I prefer bunnies and flowers over horror and gore. Well, that's it for me. Back to you two, ladies.
The World Series is almost over, but the Cubs live to fight another day. We have the full recap coming up.
And for all you pet lovers, Corgi Beach Day happened this past week, and we were there. We have the full story after this short break.
It's what powers our journey to reach unimaginable heights. It fosters a sense of yearning to create, explore, and soar. It strengthens our will to climb to the top. It's the bedrock of our conviction that nothing's impossible. It transforms us and sets us free to thrive and build lives of purpose. Titan pride is at the heart of who we are.
The world of sports was busy this past weekend. An Elimination World Series game, a last-second buzzer beater, and an NFL game played in London for the second time this season. Gustavo Ogullon is here to fill you in on the details.
Thanks, guys. Now we head over to Chicago, where the Chicago Cubs faced an elimination game against the Cleveland Indians. Cleveland struck first with a solo home run from Jose Ramirez in the second inning. As you can see, everyone here in Chicago was ready for the game, and Jose Ramirez was definitely ready as well. He blasted a solo shot to deep left center field, and Cleveland is in full effect, and Cleveland is definitely digging it right now. Now, right after this home run, we'll head over to the top of the third inning, and the Indians pitcher Trevor Bauer fouls the ball to shallow right field. Now, Jason Hayward, he gets a jump on the ball, and he literally has to jump on the wall to secure the catch. Bauer is so impressed, he gives Hayward a small applause, followed by a smile. As we take another look at the play, Hayward had to jump on the wall and then reach behind him to bring the ball down. Now, Chris Bryant takes that momentum and evens the game with the fourth inning blast solo shot to left center. You could tell everyone in Chicago is ready for that Billy Goat curse to end, but a little bit more, we have Addison Russell at the dish. He hits a slow roller to third base and is able to beat out the throw at first. Everyone is safe, and Anthony Rizzo comes in to take the lead. Now, Cleveland is down to his last strike in the ninth inning. Let's take a listen. Aroldis Chapman closes out the game by getting the last 7 outs. The World Series moves back to Cleveland, where the Indians try to bring home their first championship since 1948. Now, moving over to the hardwood, and another Legends number was retired this weekend. Before the Nuggets and Trailblazers tipped off, Dikembe Mutombo had his famous finger wag and his number 55 jersey raised into the rafters. As you can see, he was a very, very crucial part of the 91 to 96 team in Denver. That was the iconic moment where Denver clinched and was able to move on to the finals. And let's just go ahead and fast forward to the last minute of the game. Portland is down by 8, but Damian Lillard's not going down quietly. Denver turns the ball over, and Lillard hits a 3 to bring the game within 5. Ray McCollum does his best as his sidekick, puts on the hero's cape on the next play, goes for the layup, and with the foul, hits the layup, make it a 2-point game. Next play, we have 3 seconds left. Mason Plumlee lobs the ball alley-oop up to Lillard that ties the game with only 2 seconds left in the game. Of course, we're headed to overtime right after this. Lillard put the team on his back, drives past Kenneth Faried, and Portland's all-star hits a game-winning floater with 0.3 seconds left. Portland wins by a final score of 115 to 113. Now let's head across the Atlantic Ocean to the streets of London. This is the second NFL game in Europe this season that features the Cincinnati Bengals and the Washington Redskins. Obviously, you can see the people of London are really excited for this game. Earlier, they had the Rams, I believe, take on the Jaguars in London. And with the score of 10-7 in the third quarter, Andy Dalton hits his tight end, Tyler Eifert, for a 15-yard touchdown. Later in the quarter, Dalton, he does his best Wayne Rooney impression right here, does all the work himself to run it in for a 1-yard score. Now, at this point, you think the game is over, but Kirk Cousins isn't going down that easily. Yeah, so basically he throws it to Jordan Reed on the right side of the field. Reed's avoided a pack of Bengal defenders on his way for a 23-yard touchdown. Now, with only 1 minute left in the game, it's Dustin Hopkins' turn to shine. He has to hit a 40-yard field goal to send it in overtime, and right through the uprights, we're going to overtime once again. Now, he gets another chance to win the game from 34 yards out, but the field goal goes wide left, and that's the second tie in 2 weeks for the NFL. Now, while the people in England are used to getting ties from their soccer games, it was a little bit of a strange sight to see two happen for United States football. Anyway, that's all the sports that we have for here today. Let's send it back to Karen and Taryn.
Corgi Beach Day is a tri-annual event that takes place in Southern California and just in time for Halloween. Here's Karen Vargas with more.
What started out as a simple love for their dog and not wanting to miss any more Corgi events, Corgi Beach Day was made.
We decided to throw a beach party, and about 20 corgis showed up. Word spread, and the next one we had about 75. Then the next one was like 150, then 300, then 500, then 600. And this one we're expecting over about 1,000 corgis over the course of the day.
For the last 4 years, people from all over the states have come to enjoy this grand Corgi event.
We had a couple from Chicago that just got engaged in our arena today, and then someone right here is from Ohio I was just talking to. So people are coming from all over it, so it's just going to keep growing as the word spreads.
While some came to have fun under the sun and soak in the rays, others came to win. The limbo contest placed these corgis to the test. While some failed, others succeeded. But the most favorite event in this fall outing is a Halloween contest. From BB-8 to pumpkins and even the house from Up, these dogs came to win. Their owners joined in on the fun too and dressed up alongside their furry companion. They also had a donation photo booth, and all proceeds went to the Corgi Rescue Organization, the Queen's Best Dumpy Dog Rescue.
We're a Corgi rescue that specializes in special needs corgis and corgi mixes. And so we take in a lot of older dogs, adult dogs, senior dogs, and those that have medical issues as well as behavioral issues.
For more information about this organization, or if you're thinking about adopting, go ahead and visit www.queensbestdumpydogrescue.org. If you want to know when the next Corgi Beach Day is for you and your furry friend, go ahead and visit at SoCal Corgi Beach Day on Facebook or on Instagram. This is Karen Vargas reporting for OC News. That's going to be it for us tonight on OC News. Don't forget, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on Periscope under the handle OC News CSUF.
You can also catch all of the reruns of our show on YouTube channel.
I'm Karen Vargas.
And I'm Taryn Martinez. Have a spooktacular night. Be safe, Titans.